All I know is I'm going over to that island and get some answers.
You should be warned, though. Your mission is a dangerous one.
I've faced that before.
When you can see your enemy, that's one thing.
Search and destroy. It's a modern technique of warfare.
Or be destroyed.
You can't frighten me anymore, Vanjie. I'm already as frightened as I can get.
The boat from Mal Jardin should be on its way over here.
And I'm going to be on it on its return trip. I've got to find out what's going on over there.
Hey, don't squirm, huh?
My neck is killing me.
Some model. Wonder if Whistler had as much trouble with his mother.
I wish my mother was on canvas instead of always on my back.
Cool it, will you, Holly?
Capturing all her beauty? May I?
No, you may not. No admittance while under construction.
Sorry.
You have a real talent, Reverend, for butting in where you don't belong.
Can it, Holly?
Well, he just knocks me, that's all.
I didn't intend anything.
That's not the picture I get, Reverend.
And when you get the picture of what's going on over there, then what?
I'll take whatever steps are necessary.
Providing you're still on your feet.
Take a walk, Reverend. Tim and I've got work to do.
I belong just where I am, Holly. I've decided to conduct the service for Mrs. Desmond after all. I think her husband would appreciate a cessation in all hostility.
Temporary.
Look, the Reverend's right. Let's pack it in. Got to clean up.
I didn't mean any disrespect. Well, not to Mrs. Desmond.
Underneath the pretty blonde hair and protective armor, she's really a pretty nice kid.
We don't have any quarrel, Tim. There's no need to defend her to me. It seems we both know Holly. It's a pity she can't learn to know herself.
Did you ever meet Erica Desmond?
No.
I really wish I was painting Holly instead of substituting her figure for a dead woman.
They say Mrs. Desmond was very beautiful, too.
Oh, yeah. She was a knockout, all right. Just like Holly. Who's very much a live knockout, isn't she?
You're the artist.
You're a man.
And a minister. And I know my place.
You know, it doesn't feel right what I'm doing. I mean, it's like going to one of those county fairs where you stick your head through a hole with painted body underneath. It all comes out distorted.
Like death. Here you are, painting a portrait of a dead woman. And here am I, preparing to conduct a service for her. Both at the bidding of Erica Desmond's husband, who is positive she will live again.
Strange, isn't it?
Strange enough to make me wonder whether what I'm doing is right or wrong.
You mean conducting the service?
I can commend a soul to God. I can comfort a bereaved man. But I can also condemn his action.
You mean you think what Mr. Desmond is doing may spoil his wife's chance for eternal rest?
For a welcome to God's heaven? No. No. The real question is Mr. Desmond himself.
Well, he doesn't think so. His rent isn't due. I mean, like he owns half the world.
An obsession more powerful than all his little world.
You know enough about cryonics to doubt his faith in its success?
I'm only trying to understand it. And the shock forces and his adjustment. It's a great strain. They may be too much for him. Even too much for Jean-Paul Desmond.
Dan Forrest, as I live and breathe. You look as if you lost your last friend.
I thought I had. You.
That was yesterday. Today, clasp hands in friendship. Or whatever.
Jean-Paul, answer a question. Is Erica dead?
Now you know why I wasn't really myself yesterday.
Vanjie guessed it. I couldn't believe it. Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I just can't dispense sorrow and gloom all the time. Isn't there anyone to decant a little cheer-me-upper?
They're not open yet.
Oh.
Anyway, for a man so recently bereaved, you seem almost too cheerful.
Purely a facade. Inside, I can assure you, I'm properly in mourning.
Knowing how much you loved Erica, I can appreciate your display of courage.
Well, it was either that or letting myself go to the devil.
You've too much at stake, too much ahead of you.
I know. That's what enables me to go on. And on. And on.
It must have been very sudden.
What?
Erica's death.
Oh, yes. It was a terrible shock to all of us. Me, especially.
I still can't believe it.
I know. Sometimes I have to pinch myself to be sure it isn't all just a hellish dream.
I can understand that.
Can you, really?
Well, Erica wasn't my wife, but I think I can imagine how I'd react.
Now, sometimes it's beyond the wildest imaginations, some of the things I've been through, and what lies ahead for me.
Well, all our futures are unknown, except perhaps to Vanjie Abbott.
Yes, but if one of her cards, if all of her cards should tear or burn, she would be just as much in the dark.
Provided, of course, one believes in witchcraft for beginners.
Don't you?
Do you?
Well, for years I doubted it.
You mean you don't anymore?
After what's happened to me, I can't gamble on doubting anything.
No, it hasn't been easy for you, has it? Even with all that you've got, because you no longer have Erica.
I will have her again.
Vanjie thinks that something funny is going on that island of yours.
Funny? Well, I assure you no one is laughing.
Well, I was ready to break down the walls just to get over there and see what is happening.
Why bruise yourself? Be my guest.
It's exactly what I've been waiting for. It'll be my pleasure.
Believe me, the pleasure is all mine. Well, I came for some flowers, a little service for Erica. Why don't you pick up your bag and meet me at the dock?
All right? I will, thank you.
Did you hear it all, Vanjie?
Enough to make me wonder if I shouldn't contact all the newspapers and let them find out the kind of man you really are.
You wouldn't do that because you're afraid of my power.
In this world? Or the next?
Next world? Oh, what are you talking about? You've been playing cards too much. It's dulling your senses.
My father is dead. I am now the conjure woman. My senses are greater than ever. There is evil roaming on Mal Jardin. It must be destroyed.
Vanjie, you and your witchcraft. It'll be the death of me yet.
I'm after the devil.
And he's after you.